He was visibly shaking, trying to hold back tears, and it was the first time I had seen him cry since he was a baby. My name is Vale's dad. I'm 38, and for the past 3 years, I've lived with the quiet mystery of why my son refused to see his mom. I thought I knew what betrayal was, but the truth he told me wasn't just a simple story of cheating. It was a devastating secret she helped him keep. My ex-wife and I had a pretty good life. We rarely argued, and when we did, it was about small things. I was 22 when Vale was born. We got married soon after and were happy, until he turned 10. That's when I found out she was cheating on me with my brother. Honestly, it made me sick to my stomach. I wasn't mad at her. I was disappointed in myself for not being good enough to make her stay loyal. The betrayal from my brother was what really hurt. But we worked it out, even if it was still awkward. The divorce was easy. I still had love for her, so seeing her made me happy. If you're out there and you've ever felt this kind of betrayal, please let me know. It's a lonely feeling. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you can, let me know in the comments where my confession has reached you.
Our family dynamic was messy, but Vale and I were good. We were happy. After the divorce, we had shared custody. He stayed with me during the school week, and he would go over to his mom's house on breaks. This went on for a while. It felt normal. I still had love for her, so seeing her made me happy. I felt like even though our family was fragmented, we were still connected. I would still see her and we could talk. It seemed like we were all doing okay. The custody arrangement was working out pretty well for us. I thought our lives were calm now, but I was wrong. That's what I thought, at least. Everything seemed calm. Then one day, Vale came home from his mom's place and just flat out said he wouldn't go back there again. He wouldn't tell me why. I tried to ask, but he refused. I even called his mom, but she just said they'd had an argument, and then she dropped it. It felt like a simple argument, but my gut told me something was wrong. Our family was already fragmented, and this made it worse. I didn't want to push him, so I let it go. It was a mistake. I wish I hadn't. My mistake was believing her. When I asked her what happened, she just said they'd gotten into a fight, and she dropped it. She didn't say anything else. I didn't push it, and Vale wouldn't talk about it. It had been 3 years since Vale had seen her. I just assumed he was still mad about the cheating, or that maybe she said something really bad. It made sense at the time. I've had this feeling of self-blame my whole life. I've always thought I failed to protect my family. I thought I failed to keep my wife loyal to me. But this time was different. I failed to protect my son. I had this feeling in my gut that her simple explanation wasn't the whole story. No matter how many times I tried to get Vale to talk, he just wouldn't. He didn't want to go back there, and that was that. I was suspicious, but I decided not to push it. It had already been 3 years, and our family was so broken. I didn't want to cause more pain. But I should have. I should have pushed. I should have made him talk. Vale has always been a quiet kid. He's not very emotional. This made me think that it wasn't a big deal. I was wrong. Vale didn't see his mom for 3 years after that day. I respected his decision because I assumed he was still angry about the cheating or that something bad was said. He wouldn't talk to my brother either, so I thought it was all connected to the affair. The fragmented family dynamic we had was just getting worse. It seemed like the natural next step. I didn't realize how much worse it really was. Vale used to call himself her D1 hater. I should have known that wasn't about a simple argument. That name had a deeper, darker meaning. I just missed it. After he stopped going there, Vale started calling himself his mom's D1 hater. At the time, I just thought it was a joke. I mean, he was a teenager, and they say weird stuff. It seemed like a funny way to deal with the whole thing. I just figured he was mad about the cheating, or maybe he thought it was his way of protecting me. I didn't get it. I didn't see the signs. I just thought it was part of our new fragmented family dynamic. It was just another example of how I failed to see what was happening right in front of me. I should have asked more questions. I should have looked closer. Last week, my ex-wife came over. She showed up at my house without warning because she wanted to force Vale to talk to her. The whole time she was here, all she did was scream at me. She was yelling that I was keeping her son from her. My family has been so broken for so long, and her screaming just made it worse. I'm glad I sent Vale to my boyfriend's house so he didn't have to hear it. It's just a reminder of how fragmented our family is. Sending Vale to my boyfriend's house was the only choice I had. My boyfriend isn't just some random man who came into our lives. He's a family friend who has known Vale for years. His house is close by, so I knew Vale would be safe and that his mom wouldn't go there. I thought that was the end of it for the day, that I could handle her and then we could just move on. But when she finally left and Vale came back, my boyfriend was with him. The two of them sat me down. They had something to tell me. My stomach dropped. I knew this was what I had been waiting for all this time. I knew he was finally going to tell me why he wouldn't go back to his mom's house. I was ready to hear it. I just wanted to know what happened. I didn't know how much my whole world was about to change. It's funny. All this time I thought I failed her, when really, I failed him. Then he started to talk. He told me that for years while he was at my mom's house, my brother had been touching him. He said it was under the guise of family bonding. He didn't say much more than that. He didn't go into much detail. It was enough. I just sat there, listening. I could tell he was hurting. He was trying not to cry, and he was visibly shaking. Seeing him like that was heartbreaking. This was the same kid who only ever cried when he was a baby and during our divorce. I just sat there. I didn't know what to say. Vale didn't go into detail about what happened with my brother. All he said was that my brother had been touching him under the guise of family bonding. But that was enough. My stomach felt sick, just like it did when I found out about the affair. But this was different. This was so much worse. I couldn't get the image of my son visibly shaking and fighting back tears out of my head. This was the same boy who'd only cried as a baby and once during the divorce. I failed to protect him. I brought his abuser into our home. The self-blame I felt before was nothing compared to this. All I could focus on was my son. He was sitting there, his body visibly shaking. It was like he was trying to hold himself together, but he was falling apart inside. I could tell he wanted to cry. I wanted to cry too. My mind kept going back to when he was a baby and cried, and the one other time during the divorce. Seeing him like this was heartbreaking. The pain was all over his face. He'd been suffering from this for so long, and I didn't see it. The image of him shaking is burned into my mind. I can't get it out. That memory is an emotional anchor for me. Vale has always been a quiet kid. He's not very emotional. I don't know where he gets that from, because his mom and I are both emotional people. In his 16 years, he's only ever cried during his baby years and once when we were getting divorced. So seeing him like this, visibly shaking and wanting to cry, it just broke me. He'd been suffering from this for so long. The pain on his face was so clear, and I felt so much guilt for bringing his abuser into our home. I should have known something was wrong. After hearing what Vale said, I felt this crushing guilt. I had been bringing his abuser into our home. I didn't know it at the time, but that doesn't make it okay. My son had been suffering from this for so long, and I had no idea. It's a new kind of self-blame, one that feels so much heavier than what I felt after the divorce. That was about me. This is about Vale. My failure to protect him is eating me up inside. I thought my family was just fragmented, but it was so much more broken than I ever realized. I wish I had known. I wish I had pushed. That wasn't even the worst part. I thought I knew what pain was. I thought I knew what heartbreak was. I was wrong. The next thing Vale said to me broke my heart even more. He said he told his mother what was happening. She didn't believe him. She accused him of lying. She told him to apologize to my brother, and then she accused him of wanting to break them up. The woman who was supposed to protect him just failed. She didn't protect him. I just sat there. I couldn't imagine how he felt looking into the eyes of someone who was supposed to protect him as they failed to do so. After I found out my ex-wife was cheating on me with my brother, I felt sick, but it's nothing compared to how I felt when Vale told me what happened. He said he told his mom, and she accused him of lying. It was a gut punch. She was supposed to protect him. Instead, she just turned it back on him. She told him he was lying. I failed him. She failed him. Our family has been fragmented for so long, and it's because of my brother's creepy behavior. I should have seen it. I should have protected my son. Her betrayal didn't stop there. After she accused him of lying, she told him to apologize to my brother. She told our son to apologize to his abuser. I can't even believe it. How could a mother do that? I felt so much rage at her in that moment. It was the first time I've ever been truly angry at her. Our family has been so fragmented because of all this. But this is the worst of it. She was supposed to protect him, and she failed. I failed to protect him too. I should have made him feel safe enough to tell me. This is all my fault. I don't know how to handle it. It's been eating me up inside. This just kept getting worse. After telling him to apologize to his abuser, she accused Vale of wanting to break up her and my brother. She made it about her, not about her son who was hurting and being abused, but about her and my brother. I can't even imagine what that must have been like for Vale, to be looking into the eyes of the person who's supposed to protect you and have them betray you like that. It's sickening. She failed him, and I failed him too. I didn't make him feel safe enough to tell me. I should have done better. I was filled with so many emotions. I was heartbroken and filled with guilt, but for the first time, I felt really angry at her. When I found out about the affair, I was more disappointed in myself for not making her happy, but this was different. I couldn't imagine how Vale felt looking into the eyes of someone who was supposed to protect him as they failed to do so. My heart hurt for him. I failed to protect him. I didn't make him feel safe enough to tell me. I have so many emotions right now, and I just don't know how to handle this. It's been eating me up inside.
This isn't just about her failing him. I also failed him. I couldn't imagine how Vale felt looking into the eyes of someone who was supposed to protect him as they failed to do so. I didn't make him feel safe enough to tell me. All this time, I thought I was protecting him by not pushing him. I thought I was helping our fragmented family, but I was just letting him suffer in silence. My heart is broken for him. I have so many emotions right now, I don't know how to handle this. It has been eating me up inside.
After all this, I'm just so emotional. I'm trying to be strong for Vale, but it's hard. I have so many feelings all at once. I feel angry, heartbroken, and filled with guilt. I can't stop thinking about Vale and how much he's been through. My gut reaction is to get him into therapy, but I know he'll refuse. I don't want to force him, but I know he needs it. I just don't know how to handle this. It's a lot to process, and it's been eating me up inside. I feel like my whole world is upside down. So many people were confused by my post. I wanted to clear some things up. I've been kissing boys since middle school. I just happened to marry a woman, and that didn't work out. My boyfriend isn't just a random man who dropped in and saved the day.
Vale has known him for years. He's a family friend. The last thing I want is more confusion, especially when our family is already so fragmented. I just wanted to get this off my chest and have it be understood for what it is. There are some things I just needed to make clear. I've been kissing boys since I was in middle school, but I married a woman and that didn't work out. I know people are confused, but I want to make sure everyone understands everything about my life. I think it's important to give some context. My boyfriend isn't just a random man, he's a family friend who's known Vale for years. It's all a mess, but I don't want to be misunderstood. Our family is already so fragmented. I don't want to make things more confusing. This is my story, and I wanted to tell it my way. Vale has been through enough, and I don't want people to think my boyfriend is just some random guy who showed up. He's been a family friend for years. He knows Vale. He was there to support us, and he was the one who helped Vale tell me the truth. It was a terrifying moment for me and Vale. The whole thing with my ex-wife and her screaming felt like our already fragmented family was being torn apart even more. I'm just trying to hold it all together, and I couldn't do it without my boyfriend. He's been a great support for both of us.
People were also confused about why my ex-wife came over. I want to make it clear that she didn't come to apologize to me or beg to get back together. She showed up at my house without warning because she wanted to force Vale to talk to her. The whole time she was here, all she did was scream at me. She was yelling that I was keeping her son from her. My family has been so broken for so long, and her screaming just made it worse. I'm glad I sent Vale to my boyfriend's house so he didn't have to hear it. It's just a reminder of how fragmented our family is. Our family is already so fragmented, and I don't want to go to court. I want to make it clear that I have had full custody of Vale since he was 14. His mom gave up her custody willingly after the fight. So there is no reason to take her to court. I'm his primary caregiver. She doesn't have a job, and Vale doesn't want to go with her. I just want to handle this myself and avoid things getting worse. Her screaming at me was just a reminder that I need to handle this now. My family is a mess, and I am the only one who can fix it. I know a lot of people are confused about why I would even talk to my brother after this. I want to make it clear that I am not talking to him to get his side of the story or to keep him in my life. The thought of it makes me feel sick, just like when I found out about the affair. This is about Vale. We have a better chance of getting a case if I can get a confession or something close to it. I'm not doing this for my brother. I'm doing it for my son. I have to protect him, and this is the only way I know how. This might be confusing to some people, but it's important to me. In the area we live in, if you're not white, 9 times out of 10, the police won't do anything. So if I go to the police without a confession from my brother, they probably won't help us. I need a confession from my brother so we have a better chance of getting a case. This isn't about him or about keeping him in my life. This is about Vale and making sure my son is safe. I won't stop until he is. I need a confession from my brother for more than just Vale. The whole thing is so much more complicated than I thought. I think this has been happening for a while to other people in my family, like my younger brother, and maybe even me. When I think about what Vale told me, I realize that we've been normalizing his creepy behavior for years. It's a lot to take in. My family has been so fragmented because of all of this, and I feel like I just keep finding out how broken we really are.
I've been thinking about what Vale told me, and it's brought back memories from when my brother and I were teens. It's a bit confusing, but I'm scared. I think my brother's behavior has been going under the radar for years because we've normalized his creepy behavior. It's a terrifying thought. Our family has always been a little fragmented, but now I know why.
I didn't see it before. I should have seen it. I should have protected my family from this. My son was visibly shaken when he told me what happened. I should have paid more attention before. I have to have a conversation with my brother very soon about all of this. But I want to be clear that this will be the last one. I will not be bringing him into my house or around Vale ever again. The last thing my son needs is more pain from our fragmented family. This isn't about me or him, it's about Vale. After everything he told me and seeing him visibly shaking, I can't risk it. This conversation is only so I can get a confession. It is the last one. I'm finally protecting Vale. I'm also going to have a conversation with my ex-wife very soon. I'm only doing it because I don't want this to turn into a custody battle. Going to court is pointless since I am his primary caregiver, she doesn't have a job, and Vale doesn't want to go with her. Knowing her, I know this will become more difficult in the future, so I just want to address it now before it escalates. I'm doing this for Vale. My family is so fragmented, but I have to do everything I can to protect him now. I have to. I'm just trying to handle this before it gets worse. Knowing my ex-wife, this will become more difficult in the future, so I want to address it now before it escalates. I have had full custody since Vale was 14, and his mother gave it up willingly after the fight. I am his primary caregiver. She does not have a job, and Vale doesn't want to go with her. I will not fail to protect him again. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure he can heal from all of this.